You guys weren't expecting somebody else to come out here now, were ya? I ain't think so. And the reason why that person ain't gonna come out here is not just because this is my show and what I say goes on my show, but it's also because that era, that career, and that legacy is all but basically dead. And it's now time for a new era, a new career, and a new legacy to be forged. And that's where I come into play. March 12th, 2017, almost 1 year ago, I made my debut in the community as a participant. After 5 years of being a fan who was on the outside looking in, trying to figure out the inner workings of this place, I finally got in. And sure, I expected to get into FAM right away, but we all know how much hard work and dedication goes into making an FAM show. And to be honest, I still hope to get into FAM one day, whether it be for a long while or whether it be for one night only. I certainly do hope that one day I can roll with the big dogs. And you know, that's something that I've been saying for the last few months now. In order for me to hang with the big dogs, I gotta hang with the big dogs. And you know what? A lot of people have been telling me that I'm weird, that I'm annoying, that I'm a bit of an asshole. Let's get one thing straight, people. I wouldn't be normal if I wasn't any of those things. That's something that you gotta understand. Another thing that you gotta understand is that despite the fact that some of you may think that I suck, you know deep down in your heart that that's not true. Especially considering the fact that ever since I debuted in CAW as a participant, I've only been pinned once. And to make it that much more better, I don't need a fancy name, a fancy gimmick, persona, whatever you want to call it, and I certainly don't need to hide behind a mask and claim to be false royalty just to get ahead. People say I take this CAW thing a little bit too serious, but they get immediately angry at me for wanting to make my show better by having big stars from all over the community come onto my show. Let's get one thing straight. You get to do whatever the hell you want with your show. Nobody says a word. I do whatever the hell I want with my show. All of a sudden it's World War III. Yes, when I planned Salvation Lies Within, at first I didn't ask permission. And I'm still sorry for that and forever will be sorry for that. But what you gotta understand is this. Making everybody look bad is not, was not, and never will be my intention, no matter how bad you may want it to be my intention. If you want me to make you look bad, I got no problem with doing it, but I will never make anybody who came before me look bad, no matter how much they may want me to. When I stop giving a fuck entirely, that is when I'm going to start making people look bad. But until then, stop assuming in the back of your mind that I'm going to make you look bad if I have you on my show. Because if anything, I'm going to make everybody who came before me look better than me on my show on purpose. And the reason why I want to make everybody look better than me is because it just gives me a reason to strive for more in this community. I'm purposely making everybody look better than me. That's why I booked myself in the undercard on Salvation Lies Within. That's why I'm booking myself in the undercard of I Invented Hell. And my next CPV, Buckle Up. And the one after that, called No Such Thing as Pre-Shows. And the title of that event is pretty self-explanatory in my world. There ain't no such thing as pre-shows as far as I'm concerned. But you know what? Everybody has their own prerogative. Everybody has their own set of rules, and that's fine. But what you gotta understand is, at some point, people like me stop giving a damn about the rules. People like me stop respecting the rules after a while. You can't have this person on your show because of this. You can't use this character on your show because of that. Yet me, I don't care where I get used, as long as I get used. I don't care where I go to wrestle in this community, as long as I wrestle. I don't care where I go to cut a promo or two, as long as I get to speak my mind and say my piece without everybody throwing a fit over every word that I say. Normally, I would come out here and shit on the role players and everything and bitch about the drama and all of that goes on in this community between role players, e-fetters, and simmers and all of that shit. But I'm not out here to do that tonight. I'm out here to let everybody know that if I take this too seriously, why the hell does everybody get angry at me for wanting to make them better than me just so I can strive for more? Explain that to me and then tell me if it's wrong or not. If people want to get angry at me for wanting to make them better, to wanting to get their show and their character a bigger fan base than what they already got, instead of making myself bigger and better, that's your business. I'm not going to sit here and keep on respecting the rules and respecting everybody's opinions if all it's going to get me is absolutely shit on for being honest and being truthful. Because ever since I stepped foot in this community, that's all I've ever been, is truthful. I was truthful in October when I made that diss track. I was truthful a few weeks ago when I set foot in that UCW arena and cut that half-hour-long promo. I was truthful weeks before that when I cut a half-hour-long promo. I was truthful before that when I cut a 45-minute-long promo. And I'm going to keep on being truthful until the day that I finally stop giving a fuck about this community and just up and leave. Now, as you all know, before I got let go from UCW, I made that promo voicing my opinions and voicing my displeasure on what goes on in this community. Now, with all due respect to Brian and Lito and Matthew and Colby and Jose and all the guys that pitch ideas in UCW, all I was trying to do was pitch a few ideas myself. I wasn't trying to book myself to be in a higher position. Hell, you could have made me job for the rest of my time in UCW and I wouldn't have cared. When I said I could possibly end up facing South Egypt at Civil War, I was merely speculating. When I said it could go either way, I was merely speculating. I wasn't giving away results to any show. You guys got it all wrong. You guys took it the wrong way, and I'm saying that in the most respectful way that I possibly can. And for those people who say that I suck, well, if I suck, then your mama swallows, and she did a terrible job of it because you're still here on this earth. And people like me have to deal with your ignorance. People like me have to deal with the fact that you say that I suck, my personality sucks, my promos suck, my wrestling skills suck, my music choices suck, everything about me sucks. Well, you know what? If I suck, you swallow, bitch. And now I'm really about to get disrespectful, so let me calm down a bit. Now, before I get out of here, I want to say a couple more things, and I promise I won't take up too much more time. As you all know, I've been challenging a certain someone in this community to come out of hiding and face me, one-on-one. I've been searching far and wide, high and low, up, down, left, right, crisscross, side to side for this man, ever since October. And for 5 long months, I've searched far and wide and haven't been able to find him. I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about, but for now, we'll refer to him as, to quote Harry Potter, he who must not be named. And a few months back, Maxwell Verdi had a talk with me on Twitter saying, dude, just let it go. It ain't worth it. He ain't coming back. And for the last few months, I've sat on that. I've thought about that. I've pondered. I've thought. And you know what? At some point, I gotta know when to say when, and I gotta know when to let things go. And Max is right. I gotta let this go. But if he who must not be named does happen to return, let him know I'm looking for him and that I want to have a few words with him. Let him know that Dashon Walton said he wants to ask him a few questions about why he did what he did and why he said what he said. And then maybe, just maybe, he and I can do battle at least once, so that I can finally lay this to rest once and for all.